really easy, quick sheet pan supper that is perfect for busy weeknights. I love doing these because it's a great way to kind of go through my produce drawer, go through the pantry, use up any leftover veggies I might have lying around that are looking a little stressed, pile them all in a pan, fill them up with tons of seasonings and spices and herbs, bake it off, and then you got a really great complete dinner all in one. So what we're gonna do tonight is do a chicken sheet pan supper, which is the one I do most often just because I always have chicken. And we're gonna fill our pan with tons of veggies, broccoli and carrots and potatoes. And then I also have these croutons here that are gonna toast up so yummy with the chicken drippings. It's gonna be amazing. So all you really have to do is just put everything together, season it how you like it, and you've got a great dinner. Prep the chicken. When it comes to a sheet pan supper like this, I really like to jazz up the flavor with tons of herbs and spices, but you can really do this however you like. If you plan ahead a little bit, you can even marinate the chicken beforehand, and it's gonna have that much more flavor. Today, we're gonna keep it pretty simple just because I have a variety of vegetables, and I have the two starches with the potatoes and the breadcrumbs, so I wanna keep this light and simple, but still really, really flavorful. So we're gonna go ahead and put our marinade together and let this sit while we get everything else prepped on the tray. So first we're gonna drizzle the chicken with just some extra virgin olive oil, just a little bit. And right here I have 4 bone-in, skin-on chicken thighs. And then we're gonna come in with some freshly cracked black pepper, lots of pepper. And then we're gonna come in with some coarse pink sea salt. But this is some onion salt from Trader Joe's. I love this and I think it pairs really well with chicken. Old Faithful here, and this is 21 Seasoning Salute, also from Trader Joe's. This is great just because it has a little bit of everything in it. This is some toasted onion and garlic seasoning by Paul Prudhomme. I honestly put this on chicken easily every time I use it. It's just such a great flavoring, and it also doesn't have any salt, so it adds great flavor, but you don't have to worry about it making it salty. This is just a mixture of some dried herbs. It's like rosemary, parsley, thyme, oregano. You can add whatever herb mixture you want if you want to add the herbs. I just think the herbs going along with the potatoes and the croutons is a really great combination. Now we're just gonna squeeze some lemon juice on here. I'm gonna squeeze about 1 or 2 lemons, depending on how juicy they are. I just love this because it gives it such a great bright flavor. But save your lemon pieces after you squeeze them because those roasted up with all of this is gonna be so good. They get nice and sweet and caramelized too. Prepped, ready to go. We're just gonna let that sit on the side while we get everything else. You can really put whatever vegetables, starches, whatever you have on hand onto this. I just, like I said, go through my fridge, raid my produce drawer, and just use up whatever sounds good and whatever looks like it probably needs to be cooked sometime soon. So one of the things that I'm always adding to my sheet pan suppers is fresh onion. So I just take an onion, depending on how big it is, and I'll cut it in half, and then I'll just cut it into like these quarter-sized pieces, just because I like big chunks of onion. I don't want it to be too small because then it'll cook too quickly and possibly burn. And I want everything to kind of be around the same size, but then also big enough so that it doesn't get too soft and mushy or burn while the chicken is cooking. So kind of something to keep in mind whenever you're prepping everything. So I just have here 1/4 of a large onion and 4 cloves of garlic that I just smashed, but I didn't chop them up. I don't like to chop up the garlic too fine just because if you have those little tiny bits of garlic, they tend to burn pretty quickly. And then right here, I have some bell pepper. This is just some green bell pepper and some yellow and orange little baby pepperoncinis, or little baby bell peppers. They're really sweet. I love to add these to sheet pan suppers, especially with chicken, and they just add a really pretty color too. All right, so now for even more color and crunch, baby carrots. I don't have these all the time, but when I do, I like to add them to the sheet pan suppers just because it's a great way to use them up before they go bad. So I have here about a little cup of baby carrots. You can use regular carrots if you wanted to, or you can leave them out if you don't have them or if you don't like them. So now we have some broccoli florets. I always have fresh broccoli in my fridge. So of course, anytime I'm doing a roasted vegetable medley, whether it's a sheet pan supper or just the veggies on its own, I'm always adding the broccoli just because it's crunchy and it's flavorful, and it just works really well with all of this. So we're just gonna add this about like 2 cups of broccoli florets. All right, so you could totally stop here and just have it with these simple veggies, but I am a carb queen, and I cannot just have one type of carb, I need to have 2. So the first thing I'm gonna add are just these little potatoes. It's a variety of these little baby potatoes, like yellow and red. All right, so now we have our potatoes on here. Again, you could stop there, but why have one type of carb when you can have 2? So I have here, this is just some stale bread. I had this for a while in my fridge, and I was getting a little stressed, so I figured what a great way to use it. The staler the bread, the better, just because it's not gonna get too soggy when it absorbs all of the flavors, because when it's stale, it dries out. And this is just like a regular little sourdough bread, but you can use whatever you have. And I just cut it into like these 1-inch little chunks. And then I'm also adding in the lemon halves from the lemon that I squeezed all over the chicken. These, when they roast, get caramelized and super sweet, and they taste so good. So don't throw those away, they just add even more flavor. Tray. I went ahead and just drizzled all of the veggies with olive oil and sprinkled with the same seasonings that I put on the chicken itself. And then for even more flavor and just to help with all of that golden, juicy bronze coloring that we're gonna want on everything, I did add a little bit of butter, but not too much. It's gonna be so good. All right, y'all, doesn't this look amazing? So we just pop this in the oven at 400 degrees and let it bake for about 50 minutes. And about halfway through, I took it out, tossed the veggies around, let it bake evenly for another 25 minutes, and it is perfectly juicy. All of the veggies have great color. The breadcrumbs in there got nice and crisp, but still chewy. This is so good. Y'all are gonna love it. Chicken's good?